Everyone's happy? I'm happy. Everyone's happy. Steve's happy. Steve is happy. Who is your best friend? What is it about your best friend that makes them your best friend? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aaron. This is the Bible Applied, where we choose a bit of the Bible and we go through it and see how it applies to us. And we are going to be looking at Titus chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. And we are going to be looking at how you can be the best person you could be. Job done! Chapter 3 says this: remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always be gentle towards everyone. Now, when I read that, I have a lot of questions, but we need to remember that this bit, if you look, is sandwiched in between two big bits of big thinking theology. Okay, so verse 11 to 15 of chapter 2, Paul says, look at this! This is the gospel, we're on a journey, and this is amazing. And at the end of this, so chapter 3, verse 3 and onwards, he says it again. So this is like the filling in between the sandwich. I'm hoping that a picture of a big sandwich just turned up then. Steve, I want a big sandwich. A big theological sandwich. So here's the main point. Be the mate that you want. Be the best friend that you would like to have. This is clearly a list. So let's go through it. Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities. How does that relate to speeding? Reminding us to be subject to rulers and authorities. How does that relate to speeding? What do you think? Should Christians always obey every speed limit? I knew a minister of a church that I was previously at, where I had a conversation with him about this and said, what do you think about speed limits? And he said, sometimes speed limits are way too slow. And he said, sometimes speed limits are way too fast. He said, what I do is I go down, I make a judgment call and just go at the speed that I think is right. I always remember that because I was quite surprised by it. What he essentially was saying is, I choose what the speed limit is. If something is too fast, presumably for me, then I will go at the speed that I want to. Or if it's too slow for me, then I will go at the speed that I want to. As long as it's safe, it's okay. But that's not what Titus says. Titus says, obey the rulers and authorities. Now, he was a Christian who took the law kind of into his own hands. I disagree with that. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Christians should obey speed limits because it's part of what is said here. It's part of being a good witness. But here's a slightly less trivial question. Should Christians obey rulers and authorities when they start attacking Christianity? When they start saying that churches shouldn't meet? What do we do then? Why don't you pause the video and put a comment in the comment section below about what you think. Should Christians obey rulers and authorities even when they say no to Christians meeting together and say no to churches happening? Under that it says, be subject to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready to do whatever is good. Whatever is good.
Whatever is good.
Now, how does this work with your friendship group? If your friendship group went out, lads! If your friends are doing something wrong, it's quite easy not to get involved. Sorry, I know sometimes it can be quite hard. The harder thing to do is to spot the right thing that they're not doing and do that. That's harder because it's weird. They're not doing it. You're actively choosing to do something different from your friendship group that is the right thing to do. That's the harder thing. That takes bravery. That means that you stick out from the friendship group because you're being a Christian. But it says here, do whatever is good. What about your mates? If one of your friends was down, was really kind of depressed, what would you do? Maybe for you, doing whatever is good means going and seeing them, hanging out with them, asking if they're okay, buying them something. Maybe be that person in your friendship group that you would like to have as a friend. Now the next one says to slander no one. Now when did you last think about not slandering? How do you speak about people behind their backs? What are you like with supply teachers, for example? Or what are you like with people in your work who are only going to be there for a short amount of time, or who aren't like you, or who aren't part of the group? Do we speak badly of people behind their back? So Paul here says to be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one. So that shouldn't even be present for a Christian. speaking badly behind someone's back and not talking to them as a human being is something that shouldn't be around for Christian people, for Christians. Slandering, speaking badly. Steve, do you mind if I just go on a quick rant about Twitter? Stop bad-mouthing the church. Slandering, speaking badly. So do you see what has come before should make a difference to how we live now? I'm a Christian, therefore I should live in a certain way. The next bit says to be peaceable and considerate. Peaceable, I thought that was a new word. Peaceable. Peaceable is the opposite of being argumentative. Do you know anyone like that? Someone who just loves an argument, someone who will just run into an argument. Being peaceable means not doing that. Peaceable and considerate just means not biting people's heads off when they've got something negative to say about us. It means not reacting in the way that is violent or angry, but in a way that is good and right. Being considerate just means mild. It means being temperate. It means not having a short fuse. It means not getting really angry. Because people need to hear about Jesus, we need to be people who are considerate, who are temperate, who are worthy of respect. If you are being unkind, unloving, you're not being the mate that other people would like you to be. You're not being the mate that you would like to have. If you are a pain in the bum, then people are going to not want your company. And then it says, always be gentle towards everyone. Steve, quick question. How does this work with martial arts? See, I think always here could mean at literally every time, but that would be a massive life change for the people on Crete who are mercenaries and guns for hire. Always be gentle towards everyone. We need to remember though that Jesus, though he was described as gentle, he wasn't gentle the whole time. So there were some times when you would find him driving out money changers and people with a whip in the temple. Now Jesus was angry at that point and he was showing his righteous anger. So how can we be gentle, but also good and right and following Jesus? Now, if someone was hurting my children, it's most likely that I would not be gentle with them. That's not the time to be gentle. But the time to be gentle is when you have the opportunity to completely rip someone apart and you choose not to. It means when you've got the opportunity to be harsh or rude or rip someone down, that you choose gentleness instead. What he's talking about here is a choice. And that brings us to
What application?
Now, I don't know what it is about this list for you that particularly strikes you. Remind the people to be subject to rulers and authorities, obedient, ready to do whatever is good, slander no one, be peaceable and considerate, always be gentle towards everyone. That's a big list. That's a lot of application. But managing to do all of these things is going to help you be the best mate that you would like to have. You're going to be the best mate for your friends and your family. You're going to be the best person that you can be. Because Jesus died and loves the people, what we need to do as Christians is dress up the gospel, dress up the good news of Jesus with our great actions. If we're the best mate, people are going to wonder why, and then they're going to be looking to Jesus for an answer. These then are things you should teach. Encourage and rebuke with all authority. Do not let anyone despise you. I hope that you guys have a great week. Maybe choose something from this that you could change today. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it's about gentleness, maybe it's about speed limits, maybe it's about obeying rulers and authorities. I'm not sure what it is. But if you are like this, the focus goes onto the gospel and not onto you. Hope you have a good one. Done. Steve's challenge. Okay. Time for another Steve's challenge. That looks like a word search. Do this word search in the quickest time possible. Best time wins. Do this word search in the quickest time possible. Best time wins. So this is a speed word search, is that right? Okay. A speed word search. So I'm going to time. All right. Right. Here's what you need to do. If you go to the people need to be able to get hold of this. All right, we'll put it in the group. You can get a link in the group to where you can download this particular word search. Okay, what you need to do, pause this video, go find that, download it, and then see if you can do it in a quicker time than I can. All right, here we go. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Name and date? Why have I got name and date on there? I won't be able to see this. I'm trying to find Steve, there's so many in here. Obligation. Can you check this for rude words, Steve? Oh, I found God. Right, Jesus should be quite easy to find, right? I found Steve. Steve, I found you. I found truth. That's good. I found life. Oh no, I'm getting stuck. Yes, I found Jesus. Ah, there it is. Holy. Yes. Nice. Where's Twiglet? It's not on here. Have you put things on here that aren't on here? Twiglets. I found Twiglets. And I'm not done, but I'm calling it a day there. So I have got 4 more to go. If you think you can do better, then let me know. Join the Facebook group and show me how you have managed to get yours done. I need proof. I need a picture that you've... I need proof. I need a picture that you've done it. So you need to upload a picture of this with, I know that's all the answers, but with your time as well. So upload that and I will see you in the next one.